Warning: this episode of The Nick Williams Show may contain harsh and/or insulting language, a refusal to give up, and a heavy dose of f***ing reality. Viewer discretion is advised.
That is some good coffee tonight. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to another episode of the Nick Williams Show. Tonight's a little bit of a different stream. Why is that, you may ask? Because normally I talk about narrative filmmaking and that type of producing, but this evening, everyone is due for a major update. In August, I believe it was in August, it was either August or early September, I did an episode where I spoke about a client who had stolen money from me. Edmund, have you seen that episode?
A while ago, yes.
Okay. And then I kind of went silent on it. But I'm back. And tonight, we're talking about everything that has happened since that video went up. I need to say this before I get into the show. These are the main things that are very important to say. Number one, not legal advice. This show cannot be construed as legal advice. Number two, this person stole money from me, and so I'm going to use some language that some viewers may find a bit distressing, or all around not nice. However, I don't care because this person stole money from me. So, I'm going to make it clear right now, whether it was a man or a woman, fat or obese, white or any other color, they would get the same treatment from me. Now, for all of you people out there who are like, oh, here we go with the racy stuff, don't worry. This disgusting, ugly woman was white. So, we won't have to worry about that. Might come off a bit misogynistic tonight. I know, that is so crazy for someone like me. I just love women so much. So loving of women. They don't cause any issues, ever. Ever. This is such a rarity, such a standout occasion for women. But, it is what it is. Okay, so to give a little bit of a recap, if you haven't seen the other video, I suggest that you watch it. If you're watching this live and you have questions, please put your questions in the chat. Please add context, because we will be getting to any questions about the trial or any of that stuff that you have toward the end of the video. I need to be able to go through all of everything that would happen, but please stick around for this story, because let me tell you, if you're a freelancer, or if you're anyone who works in video or media, if you're a photographer, if you're someone who gets hired for jobs from people, this story applies to you as well. Way back, to give a little bit of a recap of how we got to this point, way back in February of 2024, I was referred, ironically enough, I was referred by a really good client to this lady who tried to destroy my life. I was referred to her by a really good client, and then the referral was how do you say, what do you call it? Was endorsed, if you will, by a secondary client who said, oh yeah, Nick's the best, blah, blah, blah. Now, whether I'm actually the best or not really has no bearing on what I'm about to tell you about this story. But I got basically 2 referrals to this client, which she told the judge, by the way. We'll get there. Nick, calm down. Just tell the story. Fine. Okay. I was referred to a client who watched the video for the extended version, but delayed the project. It was supposed to be a very simple 2-day shoot. We talked on the phone. I sent her an email. There was no big contract. There was no legally binding documents, one would think, except text messages apparently are legally binding. Oral agreements also. legally binding, as we soon found out. And then the client delayed the project and delayed getting me materials that were needed, paid me for videoing the video, for filming the video that I filmed, and then demanded that I get everything done basically during Christmas. And then threatened legal action against me if I didn't. Now, this woman was part of a cult. There's a whole bunch of different things. If she was going to join any cult, she should have joined Weight Watchers. That's what she should have joined. But she didn't. She chose to join a different cult or whatever. And instead of talking to me and saying that the link that I sent her for the raw footage, instead of telling me that she was unable to access it or that it didn't work, she decided to wait until August of 2025 and then call the credit card company and say, I don't know what that charge is. I don't know why that money was charged. I didn't get that service. And because I did not work directly with Amex, I worked at the time, I don't anymore, but at the time, my payment processor was Square. Amex told Square that the charge was faulty, and Square took their paws and dug into my bank account and took thousands of dollars out of my bank account without warning. That's why it's important for freelancers and everybody else to pay attention. Because over a year, it was 15 months since her card had been charged the last time. 15 months later, she disputed the charges on her card and clawed back and was able to claw back the money that was in my account already. By the way, the following year, meaning I had already paid taxes on that income, that money was technically already spent. And it totally screwed up all of the other payments and everything else that I had coming out of that account. And as a small business owner, trying to be a bigger business owner, thousands of dollars can really make... Edna, do you think it would cause a little bit of an issue for you in your bank account if thousands of dollars suddenly just went missing?
Well, it'd be an inconvenience for me.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a little bit inconvenient if randomly you wake up and thousands of dollars are gone out of your bank account?
Yeah, I'm trying to buy a new camera.
Right.
How am I going to do that if thousands of dollars are missing?
Can't do it. Can't do it. So, before I made the episode that explains how this enormous woman clawed the bank account back and all that other stuff, before I made that episode, I sent her an email and I said, I would really, really like to resolve this amicably. I need you to return the funds. I got stereo silence. I got no response whatsoever. Then I made the episode where I literally said, I'll drag your name and tell people you're part of a cult. And I still didn't get anything. And I threatened a lawsuit in that episode, and I still didn't hear anything back. Now, at the time, I mean, who knows? Maybe this, you know, when they have in the movies where there's like someone who's selling watches or whatever it is in a tent, you know?
A tinkerer?
Right, someone who tinkers. They tinker. And then you show up, and the next day you want to return it or you want a different size, the tent's gone. The whole thing's gone. It was kind of like that a little bit, except on the client side. This is like, you know, the opposite direction, which I find hilarious. I've just never had anything like this happen. And believe me, it'll never happen again. Regardless of all of that stuff.
Is that the person
Okay.
now?
No, it's not the person now. Okay, so where are we at today? Well, after I dropped the last episode, I did in fact file a small claims court case against this person, this individual, for stealing the money back without any sort of processing or anything like that. And what I'd like to do for everyone out there who's watching, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because we don't just talk about filmmaking. I'm a freelancer as well. I do a whole bunch of different work, and you would get a lot of benefit out of this type of show. So, all right, let's get into it because I feel like I'm being boring now. First of all, joining me in the studio tonight is Edmund, Master Chief Producer, who's the best ever in the whole world. Edmund, thanks for being here tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Wouldn't do it without you. Couldn't do it without you.
Thank you. I'm doing this new thing where I'm not putting on the headphones, and I'm feeling like I'm getting more immersive, you know. I feel like when I hear the echo,
Okay, well, don't
no
get
one
too
cares about
immersed.
that.
Make sure you're
Yeah.
participating.
Okay.
That's great. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. All right, so tonight I want to talk to everyone about taking a client to court. And I just want to specify, and for the record, I love my clients, my real clients who don't claw money back. I love my clients. I think they're great. I have never had an issue really with anybody else. This is the first time. And that's why I wanted to make this episode tonight, because when I had the issue, I went on YouTube and I was looking up videos that would say, you know, client won't pay, video client, you know, skips out on money. What do I do? That's what it was that I was talking about in the car.
That was it.
Every single video, Edmund, you know what they said? They said, chalk it up to a loss. It's a lesson well learned. It's not worth the aggravation or the fight. Wrong. If you are not in the wrong, and if you did everything the right way, it is always the right thing to do, to fight and to defend yourself and to do everything you can to do it the right way. Now, if you did something scuffy, see, here's the thing. If somebody paid you a lot of money and then they clawed it back or whatever and you don't fight, you're just admitting that you were wrong. And if I was wrong, I would have said, she got me. But I don't mess around with stuff like that. And she didn't get me. When you file a small claims court case in Massachusetts, you have to do it in the district or in the area where their business, whoever you're suing, wherever they are located, wherever they're registered out of. So this one happened to be in Waltham District Court, which was based on the zip code or whatever of the address. You have to go in person, I believe, because I tried to file it online and the computer wouldn't take my money. Interesting. The government not taking your money for once.
Never heard of that.
Me either. But I wasn't about to give up yet. So I went in person and I filled out the form and I wrote the thing and I left and I got a thing from them when I was leaving that said, this is when your court date is. And it was, again, I'm not perfect. I'm literally telling you guys how it went down. I'm an idiot. On the day of the case, I got all dressed up in the suit, ready to go down to the courthouse. I get to the courthouse and I check the form that I had for, I filed this in August and the court date wasn't until November. It was my friend's birthday. It was November 11th was the date of the court date. So I got the thing and they said, this is when your court date is. I said, thanks. And I put it in my folder and I was done. On the day, I drove an hour and a half to Waltham District Court, and I was in the parking lot, and I said, well, let me just check and make sure that I have my forms. Got the form out. Zoom thing.
Oof.
Have to appear on Zoom. So I'm not perfect, okay? Drove all the way back. Thankfully, I was there nice and early. Drove all the way back, made it on time, appear on Zoom. And by the way, when I appear on Zoom, for any of you who have ever been on a Zoom call with me, this is what you get. This is what you get. So you got Larry, Moe, and Curly in the thing.
Shemp.
Yeah, you got them all
Curly
in the
Joe.
Zoom call. Court magistrate. By the way, the court magistrate's camera, no offense, up at Waltham, beautiful place, whatever. Court magistrate's camera is like over here. The camera's like up and over here, and it's like the world's crappiest camera you've ever seen in your life. It's like blurry and everything. Then me, I pop into the courtroom and I'm like this. I swear to God, I have no shame, dude. No shame in my game. Put the lights on, everything, ready to go. And the magistrate was like doing paperwork. She goes like this. She goes, Mr. William. I kid you not. She looks right at the screen. And then she did the same double take again when the defendant popped in because it was like, you ever seen that video of the guy who likes trains?
Yeah.
And he wears the camera up here on his head. And I think it's an Insta360, because his head is like this big,
Yeah, it's
on
either
the
that
thing.
or a GoPro is like a, I don't know, 8mm.
but it's facing him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that must be what Mac is doing with their desktop computers now. Because when she, either that or she's just, I've heard of stress eating, but my God. My God. I've heard of, weight going straight to your thighs, but it was just all forehead. And I have a big forehead, but this was like hairline was back. I was just insane. Never seen anything like it. So in small claims court, whether it's a Zoom call or it's in person, when you're in front of the magistrate, it's not technically a trial. And the first thing that they do is if both parties in the case are there, whether it's on Zoom or in person, if both parties in the case are available and there, they're going to send you out with a mediator. If it's in person, they send you to another room physically with a mediator so the two of you can sit and try to work it out before going to a case. On Zoom, there's no mediator. So have you ever been in like a breakout room or a waiting room in a Zoom call?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Do you understand it conceptually?
Yeah.
Okay. So the magistrate goes, I'm gonna put you guys in the breakout room, and you can talk it out. We'll see if we can work it out. We'll come back, and if you can, great. We'll move on because they like to get through this stuff. A lot of this stuff is like, like I saw online a guy went to small claims court because his date didn't like Kamala or something like that, and he took it to small claims court to pay the bill for the dinner. Like you can take people to small claims court for pretty much anything.
Okay.
But they are trying to burn through it so they can get to the criminal stuff that's important.
Yeah.
We go into the breakout room. It's my screen, looks like this, and wide ass shows up, and there's no mediator. I thought there'd be a mediator. I thought there'd be someone there. I literally am going, are we just supposed to work this out ourselves? Is that what? She goes, I don't know. I'm like, here we go. I go, well, let's begin, shall we? You stole from me. She goes, I didn't steal from you. Start immediately screaming, already upset, blah, blah, blah. And then the person who referred me, she brings her up and she goes, she was right about you. You have changed. You're just not the person I thought you were. Bah, 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 all this crap, right? I go, you think I give a shit what anybody else thinks about me? You stole money from me. That's why we're here. All of a sudden, it's just me on the screen. Bring, just me on the screen.
What happened?
She went back into the courtroom, in the virtual courtroom, but she went back into the courtroom. I thought she left. So I'm like, oh shit, something's wrong. I go back into the courtroom and I put my hand up. I'm on mute. I put my hand up or whatever, and then I see wide asses in the courtroom. I put my hand down or whatever, right? Finally, the magistrate comes back and goes, were you two, Mr. Williams, were you guys able to work out anything? I go, I was trying to, Your Honor. She left, and then what's her name unmutes herself, and the defendant unmutes herself, and she goes, his language, he was becoming verbally abusive, Your Honor. Let me just tell you, okay? You gotta be a little bit sharper than that. The ad hominem, the crazy, and people are like, why are you doing this episode? Is it really just for freelancers? No, it's to drag. We're dragging a little bit, and we'll get there. We'll get there. So then they go, okay, well, if you weren't able to work it out, we're going to go to trial. We're going to do a little trial here. And they go, okay, here we go. So the magistrate's like, okay, calling SC 105-19, 74-18, the plaintiff, Mr. Williams versus blah, 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 blah. I go, good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, here's what happened. And I would say I was a little ill-prepared because I wasn't sure if I should go Johnny Cochran or if I should go meek little mouse boy. And, of course, I look great. I look fantastic. Nobody's ever been in a courtroom that looks as good as I did in this moment. But be that as it may, and nobody's ever looked worse than she looked either, which was such a plus. It made me feel so fantastic. And she just said I was verbally abusive when I wasn't. Sorry. By the way, can we just clarify for the record? Saying words that you don't like does not make me verbally abusive. That's not how abuse works, you stupid fucking idiot. Okay? Sorry, that's just not how abuse works. So I said, Your Honor, here's exactly what happened. We agreed to video work. I sent a text message that was a long text message. This is the important text message. If you go watch the other episode, I read the whole message out. I said, I sent this text message that states the work required to complete your videos far exceeds the amount you have paid. In that moment, she should have said, whoa, 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 that's not what I agreed to. That's not what I paid for. Instead, she said, okay, perfect, thank you, meaning she agreed to the terms of the new contract based on that thing. This is what I'm arguing, by the way, in court. I go, here's what happened, Your Honor. And then there's this issue of the link. Now, at the time, I was using Google Drive to provide my clients with the links to their work. But Google Drive does not tell me, or the owner of the file, whether or not the person who is receiving the file has received it, has opened it, has downloaded what was inside. So for me, if you don't say anything to me about the file doesn't work, the link doesn't work, I don't see this, I don't see that, I have no idea whether or not, based on Google Drive I'm saying, I have no idea whether or not you were able to receive the information. And if you paid someone thousands of dollars for something and then the link didn't work, I'm just wondering, would you follow up and go, hey, I've given you thousands of dollars, that link didn't work? Or would you just not contact the person ever again?
No, I definitely contact them.
Right? Or contact them and say, I want my money back, something, right?
Yeah.
No contact was ever made. No contact was ever made. Stupidly, no contact was ever made. So then I say, so I sent her the link, I sent her all this stuff. In August of this year, Your Honor, the money was taken out of the account. I rest my case. That was my argument. Here, that's why we're here. That's the issue for today. They go, okay, Miss Defendant, would you, what is your? Yes, so he was referred to me by two other people, and, I thought we were friends, and I thought that it was going to be like a fun experience, and he never told me he needed my logo. I'm in the beauty industry. I run a small business. Now, mind you, this person just went on a different client of mine's podcast and said, like, the purpose for her going on the podcast was that she made over $100,000 in a month as a beautician, as an esthetician.
Was that cap, or did she actually make that?
No. Who gives a shit? How are you going to go out there and say you made over $100,000 in a month? That's the premise. Not that you're the best esthetician in the world. True. Not that you're in the beauty industry and you're changing it by innovating technology or anything like that. The premise, the purpose for that podcast that she did was, as an esthetician, it's possible to make a lot of money. Be like me. Well, now we know how she makes a lot of money. She goes home, she eats a lot of food at restaurants. Then she goes home and says, I didn't eat there. All they'd have to do, all the Amex would have to do, they don't have to check the cameras at the restaurant. They just say, send me a photo of yourself. Mm-hmm. They'd say, you fucking ate there. Yes, you goddamn did. Absolutely ate there. Anyway. Thought we were friends, this and that. I'm a small business woman, female business owner, independent. Here's the thing about court, okay? Regardless of what people feel like in here, the stuff that is written in the law is what determines what is going to happen. So when you go to court, no matter what the situation is, no matter if it's divorce court, it doesn't matter if someone killed somebody else. If you go in there, if you killed somebody and your defense is, well, Your Honor, they were a meanie and they were verbally abusive, that doesn't work. You cannot steal and then say, this person was not very nice, or I didn't, I'm a strong, independent woman, and that's why I was allowed to steal. Like, I don't understand. That is a stupid excuse, especially when you're obese. It's just a stupid excuse for large people with horrible hairlines, which is why I would never give that excuse. And so they take the thing under advisement. I go, Your Honor, everything she said I can, this is the thing. So she says, we went out to lunch after the first day of shooting. She dragged me to a restaurant where she got drunk and hit on the 60-year-old bartender. Oh, my bad.
Jeez.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. So I don't know how this woman's in business. I don't know. What I really feel bad for are her clients. Like, she dupes these people into this crap all the time, and then she does it under this guise of like, I'm, like, oh, I'm this like feminine, like, ew, dude. Like, what is this not getting old? This, like, why can't you just be good at what you do? Like, why can't we did an episode a few weeks ago where I was like, can we get back to taking things seriously? Like, does the world right now not feel like everything's kind of bullshit? Like, everything. It doesn't matter what side politically you're on, doesn't matter what, everything is just kind of like fake and dumb. No?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's like, oh, okay. Like, when I tell you this woman was doing a shitty impression of like Erica Kirk's ad in the courtroom it was like that. It was like, where are the tears? You were harmed in what way? Well, and saying that you're an independent female business owner. Like, here's the thing about the female business owner thing, right? And I think it's moderately the same for women in film too. But if something is male dominated, be as good as the men. If this was a man, I would be just as forceful. I would be just as attacking because someone stole from me. It's not about what stole from me, a man, a woman, a black, a white, a Hispanic, an Asian, whatever. I don't give a shit. Someone stole from me. That's the issue at hand here. So you can play the identity politics bullshit. Believe me, let me know if that's what we're doing, because I got plenty of fucking ammunition saved up, ready to go. When it's time for me to play identity politics, just say the fucking word and I will win. Because that's what I do. But it doesn't really matter, and it doesn't hold water, and it's not considered evidence in a court of law, your identity political bullshit. And so I said to the magistrate, I said, I'm happy to talk about the things that she just ranted about for 10 minutes. And the court literally said, yeah, I don't take any of that into consideration. Literally on the stream.
Yeah.
I don't take any of that into consideration. And I went, all right, we're good. Thanks. That's why we're here. And then the court is like, yeah, we're going to take this under advisement, which only means we're going to take the rest of the day to decide what to do, and you'll be mailed your decision. The decision will come in the mail. So I didn't receive the decision until Thanksgiving Day. Actually, it was the day before Thanksgiving. But I brought it to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. And I said, Ma, it's either going to be a really good Thanksgiving or it's going to be a really bad Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you, Thanksgiving was great. Thanksgiving was awesome because I won. I won the case. I won the case plus court filing fees plus interest from the date that I filed it, just so everybody's aware.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It wasn't like I kind of got some. It wasn't like I got a little bit of it. It wasn't like they were like, yeah, we'll give you half, and then we split it, and that is what it is. I got everything plus, plus, plus. That doesn't make me great. It makes me right. What happens next? What does the client have? The defendant, what do they have the right to do? Appeal.
Yeah.
And they have the right to appeal, Edmund, within 10 business days.
Of the decision, right? Obviously.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Business days.
Which is actually more. That's more time.
Yeah.
Business days means more.
Yeah. Yep.
Not less, more. So I don't hear anything. And on the date that it says, like, you have 10 days to file the appeal. If you don't file it within 10 days, then I have the right to reach out and say, okay, give me my fucking money. You know what I mean?
Question. Does she
Sure.
appeal it to, like, the magistrate?
Yes.
And then,
yeah.
And then you get notified immediately, too?
No. Then it comes in the mail. The
Okay.
appeal comes in the mail as well. So I wait the 10 days after the deadline when I'm allowed to contact, because I don't want to break the law. After the deadline, I send an email with an invoice for the amount now of the judgment, my full amount that she owes me plus interest plus. And I say, can we please pay this so that we can just enjoy the holidays?
Yeah.
That was the tone of the message. Now, I also said, because I'm a sneaky bitch, based on what is on the decision from the court, which I will now frame and put behind me. But from the decision from the court, it says, if the client refuses to pay after this time period, you can file this type of form that will put out a civil arrest warrant for them.
Ooh.
Well, I put that in the email too. I said, here's what I'm going to do.
Just warning her.
Yeah. I said, listen, pay it so let's enjoy the holidays. But if you don't, here's what I'm going to do. Well, then, of course, I wait. I hear nothing. She doesn't respond. She's when I say ghosted, it is like beyond ghost. It's like she never existed. Like she's just gone, this woman. And I'm like, well, at least she shows up to court. Like, I know she shows up to court. So I talked to my mother on the phone. I go, Ma, I got a feeling she's going to appeal this. I feel like that's what it is. Even though it's beyond the thing, the mail, there's no Pony Express. Okay, it's slow, snail mail. Everything is going slow. Lo and behold, I received the appeal in the mail. Now, the findings from the magistrate were that the defendant changed the scope of work beyond what was initially agreed to, and that's why they ruled in my favor. What did the appeal say? Actually, it was Nick that changed the scope of work. Now, let me ask you this. Any person who works for any business anywhere, who determines, if you're a service-based business, meaning if your name is, and listen, all questions that you have, if you're watching this live, I will get to all your questions. Ask your questions. Ask me questions about business stuff. I don't care. Ask me questions about how to handle this stuff, because this right now seems to be the only video on YouTube that will tell you to defend yourself and go after what is yours. Everything else is, they ditched me, they didn't pay, even though we agreed to it, even though I had things in writing, chalk it up to a loss. So ask your questions while we're here. In the future, if you're not watching this live, leave a comment down below. Tell me your story. I want to know if this is a similar situation that's happened to you. But it's really not as scary as you think it is. It does not seem nerve-wracking and kind of like a pain in the ass to go to court.
Yeah.
No, dude, I was going in there. I was like, I should have been a fucking lawyer. I was like ready to go. I walked into court during the appeals case. It's a real trial with a judge, like Judge Judy in the black. It's like real, right? You walk in there, and there was a nice bailiff there, young guy, nice bailiff with a beard. Nice, not nearly as nice as me. I mean, he wasn't nearly as handsome as I am, but handsome guy anyway. And he goes, "You an attorney?"
Ooh,
Nice,
really?
yeah. And I said, "No, I'm just handsome." I swear to God. Ooh. Anyway, I said, "No, I'm just handsome." I go, "Missed opportunity." He goes, "I'll say." I said, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I am here on official business." Anywho, that's beside the point. I'm sorry. Oh, man. All right, I got to burn through this. So anyway, so she appeals it. She says that I changed the scope of work and then set the trial date. Well, that email where I said I was going to have her arrested, basically, she brought that up in the new trial in front of the judge. I went into the courtroom for the appeal trial, right? And first of all, I was the first one in there, and I was like alone. And within 10 minutes of me being there, the entire galley is like full. So now I'm thinking, all right, here we go. Now I got to be up there. Your Honor, I had to object. I was going to get really, really crazy, right? But she calls, the lady walks in, and they do the whole thing. It's like old England in the courtroom. It really, all right, and then they do, hear ye. I swear to God. And you're like, holy crap. Like, you going to bring out a fucking scroll to read off of? What are we doing? You know what I mean? A little parchment? No, but they do the hear ye, Judge Honorable, whoever the fuck. And this old, short-haired, lesbian-looking lady was like, all right, Mr. Williams, you here? Ms. Defendant, are you here? Great, go to session 2. And then she moves on to the next case. And I go, what the fuck, session 2? Like, would I have to come back? Like, I didn't know what that meant. Session 2 is on the second floor. It just means you go up to the next courtroom upstairs where they're going to deal with your bullshit, okay? So I go upstairs, and now it is me, her, handsome bailiff, in an enormous courtroom, just us. All of a sudden, the back door, giant wooden door to the back chambers, whatever it is, comes swinging open, fluttering through like Snape with the cape or whatever it is. Was a very nice, lovely, amazing, honestly, probably the best judge I've ever seen, ever.
Best looking judge?
No. Well, she was very, very She was very well put together, I'll say that.
Nice.
And she was very professional, and she's the fairest of them all. That's what I'll say. She was the best and very fair judge. Now, this is round 2 for me, and so I am much calmer because now I know where she's going to go. She's going to attack with the ad hominem, verbally abusive she used in the last one. She said that whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, so what do we do, Nick? What do we do in this situation? This is the thing. A little bit of a psychology to this. The more, and I'm thinking like, think, Nick, think Law and Order, SVU. What are we thinking? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Criminal intent. What are we thinking here? Think CSI Miami. I am Horatio Kane. Yeah, I really was, dude. I was like, be calm, stick your neck out, be a little, you know? So I was calm, cool, collected. And the judge said, all right, both of you, you're going to have to be, we had to be sworn in. Sworn in. This bitch sworn in.
On a Bible?
Oh, no, just raising the right hand.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the crazy part. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I know it's going to take a minute. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be swift with it, but I'm going to take my notes out and I'm going to say exactly what I said because I was making notes because I was trying to be prepared. Obviously, this evening, I'm not prepared. Oh, I have them typed. This will be good. Leave a comment down below if you think these are good notes. And let me tell you, if you don't, you're wrong because I won. So here we go. So I said, oh my God, these notes are forever. I said, Your Honor. Actually, I said, I go, yes, good morning, Your Honor. Like I was very like,
Yeah.
You know?
You got to be.
Yeah, well, she was not. And I'll get to her in a minute. I said, how to bullish, hold on. Sorry, we're getting there, folks. I know, it's almost like I should have prepared as well as I did for court, except for whatever. I said, okay, Your Honor, this case is about 3 things. No attempt. Ooh, I totally messed that up. Yes, here we go. This case is about 3 things. Didn't complain in May or June of 2024, the client. Didn't request revisions of any kind. And didn't reject delivery. Did claw back funds after I delivered the thing. That's why we're here today, Your Honor. Thank you. I will accept the likes. I will accept the subscriptions. It was a beautiful statement. It was fantastic. It was very, very well done. What did she say? And by the way, so the judge walks in and sits down and says, listen, ma'am, I'm going to have to take into consideration the fact that during the magistrate hearing, Mr. Williams won everything plus. Like that, we do take that into consideration. However, this is a new trial. So it's the same exact thing as before. Mr. Williams, you're going to go first. Miss whatever the hell, you're going to go second. But now it's a trial. Like now it's a bench trial, which means we get to cross-examine each other.
Fun.
Well, you know, like how they have like one lawyer goes up and they ask questions or whatever, and then the lawyer from the other team goes up and cross-examines to check the bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, I only told the truth. I only did the right thing. But like, after I made my statement, the judge says, now, Miss whatever the fuck, you have the opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Williams. Do you have any questions for him? She goes, no.
Ooh.
Why? What if I slipped up? I'm not saying I did. Clearly I didn't. But if you're in there saying the things that she said, which we'll get to in a second, if you're about to say the things that you're going to say, why would you not have any questions for me? Isn't it true, Mr. Williams, that we agreed to this and you didn't provide this? We agreed to X and you didn't provide Y or Z. Now, the only reason you wouldn't ask questions is because I would say, no, that's not true. That's the only reason that you wouldn't follow up with anything, because you know that I would answer in a way that would make me look good, because I'm telling this little thing, a little minor thing. It's called the truth. If you tell the truth, there's no issues. If you lie, you will always get caught in the fucking lie. Don't lie. If you're a freelancer, don't lie to your fucking clients. Go back and watch my 10 tips for sales video that I did. Always tell the truth, even if it's painful. Even if the client stomps their feet, screams and yells and says, fuck you, you're the worst video person I've ever had in my entire life, blah, blah, blah. Always tell the truth 110% of the fucking time, always. Even if it sucks, even if it's not fun to deal with, always tell the truth. Because when you don't tell the truth, you say things like, Your Honor, I don't have any questions for him, but he was referred to me by 2 other strong, independent female business owners like myself, who I trust and respect dearly. So I thought that this would be a good relationship. And then in the fucking next breath goes, Your Honor, he's a scam artist. He's a scammer. He scams people. I felt like I was getting scammed because I paid all this money and then I didn't get anything for it. And he said he was going to send me a link, but he never sent it or anything like that.
That was her argument?
Yeah. So I go, Hi, Your Honor, right? After she makes her statement, they go, Mr. Williams, do you have any questions for, because I get to cross-examine.
Yeah.
You have any questions for Miss blah, blah, blah? I go, do I? Oh, boy. I go, just one, Your Honor. Just have one. I go, you say you didn't receive the link to the videos to download. That I'm a scam artist. Isn't it true, Miss? I swear to God. Just me, the judge, a little helper typey dude who was very nice, and handsome guy behind me. I go, the bailiff. I go, isn't it true that you did not contact me or reach out or say, hey, this link doesn't work, or hey, I didn't receive a link, or hey, you're a scam artist, give me my money back? Isn't it true that you have not contacted me any single time since your last text to me saying that you agree to my new terms? And she went, yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck? Wait, what, are we playing a game? I look at the judge and I go, Your Honor. You know? And the judge is like trying to like, you know what I mean? She's like looks away from me. Right when I looked up, because I went, and the judge went like, because she's trying to be impartial, you know? Like she knew. So the judge composes herself from hysterically laughing, something in her eye, and says, all right, it's time for closing statements. For closing statements, defense will go first, meaning her, and then we'll end with you, Mr. Williams. She goes, so he, like I said, Your Honor, he's a scam artist. He scams people, big scammer, whatever. That's why I'm calling her the double wide that she is. That's why I'm saying that you could land a plane on her forehead. That's why, because you tried to drag me in public court and say that I'm a scam artist. What does it say about your friends that referred me, by the way, when they referred a scam artist to you? These other strong, independent, by the way, all 3 of them in the beauty industry, and the first 2 are fucking drop dead gorgeous. You walk into either of these 2 businesses or deal with either of them and you go, oh, like I want them. Obviously, like I want them. I'm trying to look better. I'm trying to be more handsome, trying to clear up acne, trying to whatever it is. Like I obviously want to deal with them. They're beautiful. And if they're too busy and then they refer you to this bitch and you walk in, you're going to go, fuck, what are you, a before photo? Tell me, are you what happens when these treatments go wrong? You know? And so, but I'm the scam artist. I mean, holy Christ. Walk into a beauty salon, you see that, you go, fuck, what are you doing here? What are we doing? You know?
Yeah.
Rough stuff, man. Rough stuff. Anyway, she goes, this very important, and this is not legal advice, but this is life advice. When a person in a position of authority tells you to do something, just fucking do it. Don't do extra. Don't interpret. Don't do something that you think is what they think. And if you need clarification, ask for clarification. But do what they ask you to do. The judge looked at both of us and said, we're going to move on now to closing arguments. And so what I'm looking for, because I don't know how many of you people know this out there, I'm very into court stuff. I watch a lot of trials all the time, like real ones, not like fucking Law and Order, like real ones, right? A judge's job is not to determine what the law is. A judge's job is to decipher the law that is written by the legislature and make a decision. But and I feel like people have this messed up. Edmund, do you understand the difference between the judge and the lawyers and what they're supposed to do, or no? Because I'll explain it. The lawyers, do you know who they're arguing against? Like when they're talking? Because I know they talk to it's a little weird. If you don't do this all the time, it's a little weird. The lawyers are arguing against each other in a court case. They're referring and talking to the court, to the judge, because they can't talk to each other because they'll just kill each other, right?
Yeah.
So the way that we've made it work, the way the process works, is the lawyers talk to the judge, and the judge determines which of the lawyers argues a better interpretation of the law. Your Honor, I think the law is written this way. No, Your Honor, he's wrong. I think the law is written this way. And the judge says, well, based on the way I read it, I got to agree with this guy or that guy. That's the idea. So the judge does not write the laws. The judge does not determine what the laws are. You make your arguments to the judge. Why do I emphasize this so strongly? When we went to closing arguments, the judge said specifically, here's what I'm looking from each of you. Here's what I'm looking for from each of you. I want you to tell me what you would like this court, meaning her, to do and why you think I should do it. Miss blah, 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 you're first. And she literally looked at the judge, Edmund, and she went, Your Honor, like I said, he's a scammer, sent a link that didn't work, and, I was told, not even to use the footage because it would hurt my case, so I didn't use the footage, and I was like, yes, talk more, you fucking idiot. She was like, yeah, I didn't use it. I didn't even want to open the link. And the judge was like, whoa. In the middle of closing arguments, whoa, did you or did you not try to, I'm just trying to clarify. Did you open the link? Did you actually open the link? Or you didn't open the link? Did you receive the link? Yes, Your Honor. Did you open the link? No, I didn't open the link.
Oh, my God.
And I went, okay, my turn yet? What are we doing here? Is there more to this? Do we need me to give a statement? No? I will, happily, but okay. What did the judge ask us to do, Edmund? What were the instructions? What did the judge say? I said it just like she did. And this will determine whether or not you need a fucking lawyer if you ever go to small claims. What did the judge?
I believe you said something like, tell the judge what you want, not the outcome, but what
yeah. What do you want the judge to do, and why do you want them to do it? Why do you feel like you're right in them making that decision?
Yeah.
Did you hear any of that in what I just said
No.
that she said?
No.
Right. Judge goes, Mr. Williams, your turn. You're up. So I go, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'd like you to find in favor of me. I'd like you to find in favor of me, Your Honor, because, as she just said, not only did she receive the link, but that if, in fact, she had used the link, she admits that I'm right because it would have hurt her case to use the footage she says she never received or opened or anything like that, Your Honor.
So did she lie in court then?
Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I'm not one to determine.
Me
You
either.
make that up for yourself. You know what I mean? You come to your own fucking conclusions. I go, if I swear to God on my grandmother's eyes, may she rest in peace, I said this. I said, Your Honor, if you are telling me here today in this room, I swear to God, just like this, that I can go on Amazon, buy a package, leave it on my front doorstep for a year, then charge my credit card back, and I get to keep the package, please let me know because I got a lot of shopping to do.
That's awesome.
I was so pissed. She stood there in that courtroom in front of a real judge in a robe, in front of police officers with guns, and said that I'm a scam artist. That fat fucking balding cow with horrible skin said that I'm a fucking scam artist. She's in skincare. It's disgusting and despicable. And I think Oh, I hope she goes out of business, but not before she fucking pays me back. So here's what happens next before I take questions or comments or anything like that if we have any. If we don't, it's fine. I'll answer comments later too. Here's what happens next. It's in the docket. It is public knowledge that I won the case. When I went to check the docket, it turns out that when she filed the appeal late on top of everything else. She does everything late. Can she do fucking anything on time? Because I guess not. She can eat on time. I'm sure she's right there when it's time for fucking breakfast. Oh, extra piece of cake. She's for bingo. Me, I'll take it. So I have to wait. But the day that I receive that decision in the mail, which should be within this week, I'm going to send her another request for the new amount, Edmund, which was the 100% of the amount that she owed me that she clawed back, plus interest from the original date that I fucking filed the small claim thing from August. She's now having to pay interest into the following year because she decided to drag this case out as much as she has.
What is the interest rate?
Oh, my God. It's like 1.2%, something like that. But it's thousands of dollars every day. Interest, compounding interest. So, like, part of me is like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, just give it a month, you know? But no. I'm not crazy. No, she should pay it immediately. She should pay it immediately because it's important and because, unlike her, I'm not a scam artist. And I can say that confidently. And I love my clients, my real clients, and I would never put anyone through this crap unless they really, truly deserved it. But you tried to drag me on a horrendously legal and public stage, and you're a fat loser bitch whose kids don't like her because you're a whore who snorts coke off of guys' dicks in L.A. And you were in part of a cult, and that's just shit that you told me. Sorry, I didn't make that up. That's shit that you told me. Right from your mouth. And I would say, go find other people and have them corroborate that you didn't. But other people that you know have also told me that, and they'd probably be on my side at this point. So I don't really give a shit. I think you're extremely degrading to men. I think you make men feel like they're less than. And when you get caught with your fat fucking fingers in the cookie jar, you turn around and call the cookie chef a scam artist. And you tried to really defame me in court. And I just went in there and told the truth, which is that you're a thief and you stole. And if you need money for groceries, that's fine. But why don't we try a diet? That's all I have to say about that. Pay your fucking bill, or I swear to God, I will drag you back into court and I will have you arrested. I promise you that. I will. Because I really don't care. And I got nothing fucking better to do. Try me. That's my fucking case, and I'm sticking to it. What do you think?
You got some stuff.
I got a little bitchy there for a minute, but I was dead serious.
You do have better. Well, I can't say that, but you do have a lot of stuff going on that's important.
Of course, no. I have a ton of shit that's important. I'm running a fucking business. I have tons of shit that,
Yeah,
but I'll put all that shit on hold because I am like a fucking dog with a bone with this shit. Because I'm right and it's wrong and I try my damnedest. I am up till 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes editing videos for clients. I go above and fucking beyond for my clients to the extent that I have literally closed down. I've had studios that I've owned and rented and closed them down to go work full time in my client's other space so that I can devote time to them. This is not the same client, by the way, but I'm just saying. Like, I do everything in my power to be honest, stand up for my clients. I mean, I give them shit, but I give them shit the same way I give you shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I want to be friendly, but it is absolutely a professional work and a client and professional relationship. This is a little bit different. And had she gone in there and just started spitting facts, then fine, whatever. Like, I could have been able to argue those or whatever. I was staring, Edmund, when I tell you, I was like, if I even, because I'm a dramatic fuck. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm a little drama.
A little bit.
A little drama. A little much. A little drama. I was staring at the thermostat I know it was a Bosch thermostat. It's a thermostat. I know it was 72.3 degrees in that courtroom. I know that the LED screen was a light blue tinge. The box was white. And I know that there were 5 lines on that model of Bosch thing underneath the screen. Why do I know that? Because if I had even rolled my eyes at the shit she was saying, if I gave the, the judge would have been like, Mr. William, none of that. I was not having any of that. I bit my tongue, I sat there, and I waited, and I stuck to the facts, and I didn't have to comment on her looks because the judge could see clearly what was in front of her. So that's it. That's all I got. Edmund, how do you feel? Do you have questions for me about anything that I said, even if it comes to how much of a hassle is it to go to court, et cetera, all that stuff? Like, can we start with you personally? Anything I've said? Do you have questions?
I had a few questions.
You'll think of them.
I'll think of them. I
That's
just want to
fine.
read like some of the comments.
Oh, yeah. Are there more than like one? Do you have?
There's a lot of comments. There's a
shit.
few questions. I want to
Start with questions that can actually help people who watch this later, and then we can joke around.
Okay. Well, the last thing that was commented was lately with LexPod. Wait, so she still hasn't paid?
Correct. She has not paid yet. The reason for that is because after we gave our closing statements, the judge again, they do this a lot in small claims. The judge again took it and said, "I'm going to take this under." Oh, thank you, Lately, for asking that question. So at the end of the case, the judge says, "I'm going to take this under advisement and I'll have a decision made by the end of the day." That does not mean, by the way, that we get notified at the end of the day or anything like that. What it means is the court will make a decision at the end of the business day and submit it to their clerk to then file into the docket, and then they'll mail out the decision or whatever, and we receive it that way, which is exactly what happened, by the way, after the magistrate hearing. I said, "Thank you very much, Your Honor. Thank you very much, Your Honor." I stood up to leave. And then this bitch opens her mouth and she goes, so wait a minute. And I was like, whoa, there's more. Wait, there's more. And she goes, "So when will we be notified?" And I kid you not, the judge, who was like a little midget judge, so cute. It's such a nice judge. I don't want to be like, over the top with the judge because she was very, very nice. But the judge literally with the glasses on and everything, the judge was like leaving. She was leaving. And the judge goes, "You'll be notified by my clerk's office." Got up and left, and I was like,
Damn.
It was so good. Don't be a bitch to the judge ever.
Yeah.
It's not the judge's fault. Imagine if like 2 of your friends are arguing about something. This actually happens to me quite a bit. People come to me and they're like, "Well, dude, like Johnny, random, not a real Johnny. Johnny said that Billy was like screwing my girlfriend or whatever." But I'm like, "Okay, but was Billy Billy's gay, isn't he? Like Billy's a big old queer. Like, what are we, you know what I mean?" He's like, "Well, yeah, but like, he's good looking." I'm like, "Well, maybe Johnny, maybe you like Billy a little bit. Maybe that's," but like my friends come to me with like a little bit of like, how do we solve these disputes? Quite often, I always end up calling myself the mom of whatever group I'm in at the time.
Nice.
And now I can see why. Because the judge was like not having it. Like, I listened to you guys arguing, bitch, and I'm going to make my decision. I have to review all of the evidence. We gave her packet. I gave a packet. She gave a packet of evidence that was like all this stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy to like follow that up with like a snarky, bitchy, like, "Well, when will we be notified?" kind of comment with your high cheekbones ass boyfriend that looks like your girlfriend standing in the back of the courtroom. Is disgusting. The high cheekbones thing was a little far. I shouldn't say that, but it was like a little rain dance going on back there. Like, and it wasn't working. It wasn't fucking working. Because when you lie, it doesn't work. Anyway, lately, the answer to your question is no, she has not paid because the decision has been made in the computer, but the trial was on the last day of January. January 30th. Last day was a Saturday. So, but I called the court this morning before because I knew I was doing the stream tonight. So I called the court this morning and said, "Are we good?" And the court was like, "Have at it." And I was like, "Thank you very much, Your Honor. I shall. Indeed, I shall." And I haven't mentioned anybody's name yet. So if anybody gets upset about the things that I'm saying, you're kind of just admitting even more fault. So keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up, please. Keep it coming. Yeah, the judge was awesome. Very, very cool. Very happy about that. Go ahead. What's the next one? I'm sorry. I'll talk all night.
Amblarda, how much did it cost to file?
Oh my God, $100. $100. Ba-ching. Bow. $100 to file. $100. Small claim. That's it. You walk in, you say this is how much it is. $100. That's it.
Here's kind of a silly question.
That's in Massachusetts. If you're watching this from out of state or later down the line, I don't know the fees. I don't know the rules of small claims everywhere. I'm in Massachusetts. That's the answer to the question. Go ahead.
There's a max for a small claims court. It's like what, $2,000, $5,000?
No, it varies again. It varies per state. Look up the local laws and everything else. Like it might be different in New Hampshire. Some states small claims are like as much as $12,000. Some states are as low as $5,000. And if it's over $5,000, you got to hire a lawyer and bring them in and everything else. Massachusetts is not the case. Massachusetts is $7,500, I believe, or lower. If it's less than $7,500, then you can go to small claims.
Yep, they're going after her right now.
There you go. The cops watch my stream, and they're flying. They're going right now. Hasn't paid yet. That was a cop. It wasn't lately. It was a cop hacked lately and said, did she pay? No. Chow.
Yep.
They're on the way to arrest her right now. And thank you, Ossifer. Thank you very much. Go ahead. That was it? 2 questions? You said we had some questions. You have 2 questions? What?
Keep Prod.
Yeah.
What camera is he buying? I'm thinking of either the Lumix S5 2X or the Nikon ZR.
Thank you, Keep Prod. That was very helpful for the stream. That was good. Next going to court, Keep Prod. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Amblarda, who was in the galley?
Nobody in session. So in the first one in the galley, it was full of people. And I was like, oh, I got to do this in front of a whole bunch of people. And then that big Leslie walked up to the front of the courtroom and said, the hear ye chick, hear ye, was like, oh, you guys are both here? Wonderful. Session 2 upstairs. And then they brought up some guy in chains. They wheeled him in with a Hannibal Lecter mask on. And they said, sir, can we remove the mask? No, Your Honor. He bit off the ear of a bailiff. We could. It was a whole. I heard it as I was walking out. I don't know if that's what that case was all about. Go ahead.
Lately with LexPod, did she see the other video?
Who gives a fuck? I don't know. I hope she did. I hope she sees this one too. Pay me, you fucking ugly bitch.
That was from August?
Yeah, I think it was in August that I posted that, yeah.
I don't think there's any more questions here. There's some comments.
Yeah, like what? And from who?
Key Prod says, I've been waiting for this.
Okay, no, come on. Read ones that are relevant, not the ones that were from before.
Justice for Nick Williams. Let's go. That was Key Prod and Amblarda.
Yeah.
Ian Vecina, got him?
Yep. So yeah, Ian, it's true. I did. You know what? It's the thing is, though, I gotta say, and I said it before. I'll say it again. I really don't like that just because in the industry that we are in, and we use really cool equipment, and we produce things. I mean, tell me if you agree with this. We use equipment that looks really fun. And this job, whether it's doing this live stream or producing content for other people, this is a very difficult job. There's a lot of up late nights. There's a lot of editing till 2 and 3 in the morning. There's a lot of also balancing and trying to make clients happy. And then the meme of the idea of like you send the client the first cut and they go, oh, I love this so much. Can you just change the song? Like the reason that's funny for people that aren't in the videography or whatever industry, it's funny because it's fucking true. And it happens all the time. And a lot of videographers who are quiet, mousy, little autistic fucks who are not like me, they go, yeah, I can change the song. For 8 additional hours worth of editing work. And they're so afraid that they're going to lose that client and not be able to pay their rent next month that they don't push back at all. I don't do that. I say, pick your fucking song before I make my first edit. You want to make edits to the video? Fine. But pick your music, make sure you have the licensing for it, and we talk about that stuff up front because I don't want to deal with the shit. And more videographers need to be a little bit more ballsy. Don't be rude to your clients, but you need to be prepared. It's all about pre-production. And I really am making this video because I'm really sick and tired of watching other videos of people saying, yeah, it happens. And like, it's just, it's a lesson and you shouldn't fight it. Fuck you. You should fight it. You should fight it, especially if you did the work. If you didn't do the work, you fucked. Go ahead.
Lately,
That makes
again,
sense. Does that have anything of relevance?
Yeah.
I just thought of that.
Lately with LexPod, I feel so terrible this happened, but if anyone can make this a good story, you can.
Thanks, Lex. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's all true. It's all true. The size, the scale, the hairline, everything. It's all 100% true.
And lately says we need to live stream.
We do. We should. Let's link up.
Bottom feeder 9829.
Oh, hello, bottom feeder.
If memory serves, the civil arrest warrant is called a capias. I sent a similar information message to the losing party of my small claim.
It sucks. Doesn't it suck? You got to go in and play Johnny Cochran again. And then you got to play judge and jury and lawyer and all these things. But you got to do it. You got to do it. Because let me tell you, if it was, and this is why, and tell me if you think I'm wrong. If it was me against anybody else, if I clawed back money from a restaurant or a different business or I would fully expect them to do the same fucking thing. You cannot just like hire someone to do something. And I'm not even saying that I'm the best videographer in the world. Like, let's say the footage was shit. Let's say I did a horrible job. You pay the bill and you chalk that up to a lesson, and then you don't hire me again. You don't take my money back and have me go, oh, lesson learned, I suck. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Like if you go to a restaurant and the food is crap, you don't take the money back. You just don't go back to the restaurant. And that's like a fair take. It's a very subjective thing. My edits are whatever. They're the way that I do them. I'm sure that I edit videos differently than you do.
Yeah.
And I have a different whole mentality and shtick. A lot of people, I'll do a client meeting and a lot of them are like, whoa, you're a lot. And then that's it. That's fine. Or I'll have a client meeting and they go, thank God, someone who's going to come in and fucking do the job the right way. It's all dependent on the client. It's all dependent on who the client is. Listen, you can't bullshit a bullshit artist. I spent 10 years selling used cars, 30 of them a month. Okay? You're not going to tell me that buyers, let me put it this way. Buyer's remorse is not a legal argument. It is not a dispute, and it's definitely not a reason to steal. Just saying.
Bottom feeder 9829 also
ahead.
says, based on the description alone, I feel like I know who the guilty party is.
Maybe. Maybe you do. But we don't name names because I'd like to not have to go back to court.
And Amblarda says, custom mic flag looks sick.
Thank you so much. Yes.
It does look great.
It does look very nice. Look at that custom mic flag. New addition to the set. It does look good as I check the monitor over yonder. Love the custom WillCo mic flag. Someone who listen, I don't harbor any ill will or anger toward people who do this to me. I do need to make a little bit of a statement, though. My business name is WillCo Media, which is Williams and Company Media. My name and the name of the show is The Nick Williams Show. I have no problem with people that call me Will, and so many people call me Will. And I get it. I understand. The channel's WillCo, the gram is WillCo, everything's WillCo. Someone who I've known for literally 5 or 6 years was texting me and like sent me a message and said, hi, Nick, all stuff. We had a little conversation, and I kid you not, at the end of the conversation, not in a joking way, said, thanks so much, Will, talk soon. What the fuck are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing? What are we actually doing? Idiot. It's funny because he's not an idiot. He's like an extremely intelligent individual. But like, what the fuck? Okay? Christ almighty. Anything else?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so lately with LexPod, after asking, did she see the other video, which you answered, lately with LexPod also asked, did she ever mention the video in court if she saw it?
No, she did not. She did mention the previous trial, though. So in the first trial, I mentioned a whole bunch of different things, which is kind of funny. I mentioned a whole bunch of different things that were said in like the text messages, and you should go watch the other video. This lady, I had my phone in the other room and I didn't answer the phone. And so when I got back, I picked up, I texted her. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I missed your call, whatever. And this lady The defendant was like, "You were having sex." That's what she responded. That's that
Weird.
face. God, I wish we had a camera angle on you right now. Your eyebrows doing that thing in the middle there.
Yeah.
That whole like, why would someone say that? Same face that I had when I received the text message, by the way. Mom, if you ever see this, I apologize, but I've been trying to be nice. I don't think I've said the F word too many times, but we're not monetized anyway. Subscribe so that I can do more videos like this and I can continue doing the stream and I don't have to deal with clients like that. Anyway, when I gave my opening statement in the trial, I said, Your Honor, this case is about XYZ. That's why we're here. And I sat down. And when she gave her opening statement, she goes, well, Your Honor, he didn't mention a lot of things that he did mention in the last trial. New trial, bitch. I cleaned up my shit. I dialed it in. I dialed that shit in because this is CSI Miami. And that was a Zoom call. A little bit different. So, yeah, dialed it in. And I stuck to the facts. And I didn't ad hominem. And I didn't do anything that was rude or malicious. Because that doesn't win court cases. The facts do. Is what it is. We in this country, whether you like it or not, and no matter what side you're on, politically or anything else, we still have the First Amendment. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. And so can you. But in court, I would highly recommend that you stick to the facts of the case. That's all. So no, she did not. In answer to your question, she did not mention the video in the trial. It wouldn't be permissible anyway. She would look like a bigger idiot than she already did, which I didn't think was possible. But if she had mentioned the video, I would be saying, oh my God, I would be mentioning it right now. I would have done a whole stream just on the one sentence of her mentioning a video. Can we not talk about the fact that she said in her closing argument that if she used the video, it would have hurt her case? Are you dumb?
That's crazy.
Are you dumb? Answer is yes. She's dumb. She's a fucking idiot. Okay, continue.
Yeah, lately says, to close it off, proud of you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
If I missed your comment, I am sorry. But I think I got through a lot of them.
Well, you want to spend a couple minutes while we have them? I want to blow off I know we're a little over, but it's a big night. I got a little bit of energy left in me.
What do you want to talk about?
You watch Super Bowl?
I actually did.
Did you watch it?
The last 10 minutes, my girlfriend has I guess as much knowledge about football as I do. So she was watching it and was like, "Wait, so why are they doing that?" And within like 5 minutes, she like learned the whole game.
Wow.
Well, not 5, maybe 10 minutes.
Well, she's smart.
She's smart, yeah. A bit smarter than me.
Comes with the territory.
Mm.
Not being smarter than you, just being smart in general.
Yes. Yeah.
She's very smart.
She is.
She's a very nice girl, by the way. And that's cool. So did you watch the halftime show at all? And here we go. Did you watch the Macarena, or did you watch the hoedown that they had? And see how I did that? See how I made fun of the one side, and then I made fun of the other side too, because they both fucking sucked. If I had purchased the thousands of dollars in tickets to go to the Super Bowl, and Bad Bunny did the same performance at the Super Bowl that he did, I would be pissed, not because he did it in Spanish. I know, shocker for me, but that's not why I would have been pissed. The thing could have been pre-recorded, though. He danced in between like some fake tall grass and leaves, and there was like a dance party and whatever else. But if you were there, like this halftime show is supposed to be for the crowd that's there. They made the whole halftime show for the viewer at home, and it kind of sucked. Like, for if you were in the crowd there, I would have been so pissed. But the music was good. I was a little aggravated, actually, to be honest with you. Not that I'm like an enormous fan, but at one point, Bad Bunny does come out of the thing, and Cardi B is standing right there. And I was like, ooh, Cardi B's there. Like, she puts on a good show. Like, whether you like her stuff or not, like, she puts on a good show. She didn't sing. She was just dancing, shaking her enormous hips and boobies, and didn't sing anything. Lady Gaga, beautiful, as always, did an amazing job singing. And, you know, just to check it out, to play fair for both sides, I flipped over to the other side for a minute on YouTube. It was like Country Fest, the TP USA halftime show that they did. Did you hear about
I've
this?
seen like 10 seconds on.
Oh, yeah. It was like 6 hours of every country music star that's ever been a country music star ever. That's what it
So
was.
they made that to like protest the
Yeah,
Super
who
Bowl?
fucking knows? I'm so over politics, man. Like it's all like we can't even play football. We can't. This is a welcome to America. We can't even play football without arguing about ICE, about who's American, who's really Latino. Like, I'm so fucking over it. I'm so over all of it. I don't care. I want to make movies. I want to have a good time. I want to do my show every week. I don't want to talk politics. The football game sucked. Obviously, I'm a Pats fan. Drake, what the fuck? Drake May, what the fuck? Drake May, what the fuck? No, I'm sorry. You know Tom Brady, my friend.
Butterfingers.
You know Tom Brady. No Tom Brady. Mr. Woodson on defense. Oh, my God. What a game, sir. What a game. Very nicely job. Very nicely job.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting tired. Maybe I'm a little drunk. I'm a little drunk on the truth. What else? What's up?
Commercials. Did you watch? Well, you probably watched.
Yeah,
the
half
commercials.
of the over. Can we talk about that from a filmmaking perspective for a minute? Because I feel like some of them. What? Why do you make that face?
I saw 0 commercials. I saw like some stills.
Over half the commercials. I would say over half the commercials were AI. More than like a lot of them. They did that one with Ben Affleck. Ben, I love you. Not that I know you, but I love you. But the de-aging thing. They did like a 90s sitcom. It was Goodwill Dunkin' for a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. They did a take on Goodwill Hunting.
Was it funny?
Didn't even have Matt Damon in it.
Oh.
They had Ben Affleck in it, which I get that he was in Goodwill Hunting, but he was like the shithead from Southie in Goodwill Hunting. He was the idiot friend. Will Hunting was supposed to be the smart one, and Ben Affleck played Will in the commercial. Like, where was Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Kind of dumb. And then they had George Costanza in there ordering a coffee. Oh, you want my coffee? Whatever he does.
that's him. Yeah. It sounds just
Yeah,
like him.
right? Whatever. Who fucking knows? I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of it. It's just like, it's becoming so tiring. And then the only conversation online, because I'm a big online, terminally online kind of person, it's not about the game. Nobody's talking about the game and how horrible the game was, especially for the Patriots, who just got completely, like, blown out. Everybody's talking about, like, well, what halftime show did you watch? Are you American or not? And it's like, still American, watched a little bit of both, and don't really give a shit. Like, when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to go to work, and, like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about any of this shit. And it doesn't affect my life one way or the other. It has no bearing on who I'm. Can you imagine someone voting based on the halftime show? Which halftime show they want? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does not everything in life feel fake and dumb and fucking stupid and just like they don't even care? They're just faking it. It's just all slop. It's all shit. Nothing's real anymore. It's so dumb. And I don't mean like AI, nothing's real. I mean like no narrative is real. It's like what convoluted. It's almost as if the narratives that they're like, if you think about like a ticker tape where it's like, oh, what are we doing next week? Who's gonna get assassinated? Who's gonna be the in person? Who's gonna be the out person? Like, oh, I think like ChatGPT is doing the ticker tape. Nancy Guthrie's mom is gonna. Okay, who the fuck is Nancy Guthrie? Okay, oh, Savannah, that chick on the news. That's unfortunate. They should call the authorities. Like they should handle that. Why do I give a fuck? Not that I don't think people's moms should be stolen or whatever, but like, how does that? Do you give a fuck? Like, does it change or determine whether or not you'll be able to pay rent next month?
No,
whether
not
you'll be
at
able
all.
to go food shopping? Like, did you skip a meal because Nancy Guthrie got? Like, no. And by the way, nobody else did either. Like, at what point are we going to be like, oh, it's all slop? Because I'm there. I just want to know when the rest of the world's going to give up on the bullshit. Like, these people that still get all like about shit, it's like so fucking dumb to me.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
It's also tiresome.
It is. I'm exhausted just thinking about it, you know? But it's been a long day. Anyway, listen, like the video, subscribe. I cannot say it enough. It's almost aggravating how many people come up and they go, oh my God, I love your show. Send the fucking show to somebody else that you know and tell them to subscribe to help. There's no reason that we shouldn't be at 1,000 followers by now. On YouTube, I mean. There's no fucking reason. I blame all of you. It's all your fault. It's definitely my fault. But I'm just saying, like, send it around. Send it around. Get the subs up. We need them. We love them. And I'm going to do my show regardless. I love you all. Edmund, you got anything else? You got any questions for me? Anything? Because I know the second we stop streaming, you're going to go, ooh, should have asked that.
No. I'm going to wait till we end the stream, then I'm going to say, ooh, should ask that.
Yeah. Could have called that. Well, I did call that one.
You did.
All right. Love you all. We'll see you next week.